Welcome, I'm Peter. Today's episode involves quantum mechanics, as will a few more in the future, and given its somewhat fierce reputation, I think it's important to take a minute first to get you comfortable with it. Let me show you something. Would you be surprised if I told you that water and bouncy things and magnets all take different laws of physics to describe? I don't think so. You get that different kinds of things are different kinds of physics. Well, very, very, very small things are different too. They have their own laws of physics. We just call those laws quantum mechanics. And since these things are so very, very small, they're very delicate. And so the best way we have come up with to describe them is through the language of patterns, statistics. Now, 100 years ago, that really bothered people. And that reputation has lingered. But it's the future now. We can live with statistics, right? So that's the perspective that I want you to take going in. If it doesn't bother you that water and magnets are different things, it shouldn't bother you that very, very small things are different too. So with that in mind, sit tight. I'm going to read you a poem. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about and don't deal in lies, or being hated and don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good or talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to, broken, and stoop and build 'em up with worn-out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it in one turn of pitch and toss, and lose, and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and all that's in it. And which is more, you will be a man, my son. That was If by Rudyard Kipling. Guidelines. Rules to live by. He's not telling us specifically what to do, just what to keep in mind. To live free, just carefully. Nature also gives us guidelines. Here's one from the world of quantum mechanics. We call it Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. And it reads something like this. The product of a particle's statistical variation in position with its statistical variation in momentum has a minimum possible value. Just a transliteration, we can do better. The grammatical structure of this poem, that angle thing, is called an inequality. And literally, it just means one side is bigger than the other side. Now, compare that to an equation. This is so non-committal, right? It gives the reader an enormous degree of freedom. It just sets some boundaries. And in physics, that means boundaries of possibility and responsibility. Tucked away in this tiny little poem is a whole story about freedom and consequences, told through the power of implication. The characters in this tale are location and one's happiness to be at one's location, which I'll call mood. So our characters are location and mood, but it's a quantum tale, so these are statistical patterns about location and mood. And specifically, the pattern in this case is our degree of confidence in both of these things. How well or poorly we understand both of them. Those are the main characters of the tale. Now, the tale Nature Tells comes in two parts. Number one, you can be as unsure as you like about both of these things, location and mood. Great. Freedom. But freedom to what? Freedom to be unsure, to be uncertain, unpredictable. That's a double-edged sword. There's a cost. Unpredictability is volatile. It's dangerous. But you are free. You have agency. That's number one. The second part is this. Always remember that these two characters, location and mood, have a deep connection to each other, even if you can't see it. And if someday you decide you really want to learn a lot about either one of these characters to reduce as much as possible its unpredictability, remember this. That knowledge comes at a cost. It comes at the cost of forgetting about the other. There is a boundary. There is a fixed limit on your combined knowledge of both of these characters. So if you gain too much confidence in one of them, nature will forcibly take that confidence from the other. So the message is, be free. Do as you please, but be careful. Be responsible. Because there are limits. There are consequences. Even when you least suspect it. There are rules to the game. But in a way, that's wonderful. I mean, play a game with no rules. Who cares who wins, right? What's the point? To some extent, learning the rules to the game means learning you are trusted and respected enough to play the game. And deep down, that's what this poem is about. I think that's beautiful. Don't you?